What's up, folks? I'm Odd, by the way. I am slightly ill still. I caught a cold like 2 days ago, but this might be a little bit late, and we're going to take this, a little bit more slowly, I think, than I usually do, and it's probably going to take a while anyway, because I have created a thing for our challenge today. It is a rolling type D&D character creator kind of thing. So we have here up on clip, I have my roll for creature sheet. As you can see, there are 2 pages, kind of general appearance and traits and features, although they're all kind of like, they're all pretty relevant to like the appearance of the creature, obviously. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be bringing out the ducks. You didn't see my last one. I have these little ducky d20s. And we're just going to be rolling for a creature that we will then create. And I won't go over all the gritty details of the things that I've added in here. And there are probably 90 billion other things I could add. I'll probably put this up somewhere if you guys want to check it out. But regardless, let's just get right into it. Dice can begin. Okay. Just queuing that in for myself and editing later. But as you can see, we have a series of tables that go up to 20, so that is what we will be doing today. That's very dark. There we go. All right, and let's just start. So our first category, I think, is going to be size. So 1 being extra small, 20 being extra, extra large. So let's get into that. 12. Okay, so low end, small end of large, like right about here. Kind of a medium large situation. Okay. Let's go for our body shape, which is kind of like the animal class, sort of, that it belongs to. But also, it could be combined with the other features that we will see here later on that will change that a little bit more. But, alright. Let's roll for that. Another 12. I keep rolling 12s. Okay. 9 to 12. We got a reptile. And let's go for limbs. So this is the number, and I'm going to shake around the die a little bit more before I roll it so I don't... 3. Okay. 2 to 3. That's 1. Only 1 limb. Okay. And then for the eyes... 5. Alright, so 4 to 5 is 2. So, 2 eyes, pretty standard, but only the 1 limb. And it's reptile-like. Interesting. Our main habitat... Whoop. That is a 4. 4 to 5 is a river or lake. Okay. So it's some sort of river beastie. And then its diet. 8. That was a fun little spin. Insectivore. Alright. And then for its ears. 18. 17 to 20. 8 plus. A lot of ears. Horns. 3. So, none. What limbs bear weight? So what ones does it stand on? Basically, is it all legs? Is it technically bipedal? In this case, actually, never mind. I don't need to do this. Because it only has 1. Well, actually, let's continue to see. 8. So, do I round down or round up? It was pretty close to half. Do I say that it doesn't bear weight on its 1 limb? I guess. A little bit challenging there. So it would be about here, but because it's 1, is that technically none? I guess. Alright, and does it have wings? Hopefully it does if it doesn't bear its weight on its 1 leg. 12. So yes, just a standard yes. And then for the last one for this first page, does it have a tail and how long? 20. Multiple or prehensile. Okay. This is an interesting creature so far. And onto the second page. We're going to start out with the body covering for it. 4. So 1 to 4 is just skin. Fun. Okay, so it's kind of human-like? Kind of weird. Alright. Defensive and offensive traits. Let's go for. So does it have anything to protect itself? 4? No. No, it doesn't. Okay. Let's go for the pattern that covers its body. 5. So it has patches. I kind of saw that as like, you know how like Timberwolves have like that like separated multicolor coat? Okay. Let's roll for our main color scheme. 12. So just kind of just kind of past like a moderate between warm and cold. So like slightly cold. If I were to say that this is blue and this is red and that this is purple, it's like a very blue purple. Okay, let's go for the value. 3, so very dark here. Saturation, 18. So very vibrant. Very close to 20. And let's go for the number of colors in the design. 4. So just 1. So 1 very dark, slightly cool color, and very vibrant. And then finally, our overall vibe of the creature. This is kind of relative to how you would see it. So just barely not between midway and this is 15, this is 14. Okay, so we have the results for our creature. Let me stop this. The results for our creature for today are a slightly large medium creature that mostly resembles a reptile. 1 limb, 2 eyes. It is a river or lake monster. It eats bugs. It has no horns. 8+ ears. It doesn't carry itself on its leg, but it does fly, which I suppose makes sense. It has multiple or a prehensile tail. That will be up to me, I suppose. But it just has skin. No defensive traits. It has patch colors. So here's the thing. I initially considered putting value does not count for number of colors with the design. Meaning that I will have 1 color to make the design with. It'll be monochrome. But I can use different values of that color. So even though the value is overall dark, I can still kind of use variants of whatever color I decide to choose for this design, if that makes sense. That being said, it only has the 1 color. Main color scheme is, again, slightly cold, but like very middling. The value of that color is going to be very dark and very saturated. And its overall vibe is pretty cute. Like it's not going to give you cute aggression, but it's not spooky. It's not very spooky at all. Which is, my usual vibe anyway, even if I try to make a spooky character. So that works for me. But at that, I'm going to roll this over to Speed Paint voiceover for you guys, and I will show you what I came up with when we get there. So I'll see you there. Of course, I wound up rolling some of the weirdest possible combinations the first go around, but this is meant to inspire some incredibly high fantasy beasties, so working as intended, I guess. Initially, I thought with the large number of ears and the kind of left field tail option, I could combine those to create a 2-headed creature with 1 eye and 4 ears on each head. Just out of habit, I did try to make it stand on its 1 limb before I remembered, oh right, that's not a leg. The other concern was whether a typical wing would actually count as a limb too, because just having the 1 would kind of eliminate the whole purpose. I kind of played around with an almost boomerang shape for a little while, but I did ultimately forego the 2-headed thing altogether. Instead, I figured I could kind of add the extra ears down the neck, creating a sort of axolotl-like fan. It does kind of work because despite being reptile-like, this creature does also live in or by the river. As for the wings, I wound up giving the multiple tails some sails to possibly get some lift. It may also make sense if they were used for swimming, probably more so than flying, but we're working with fantasy here regardless. I do always love a floaty, wispy kind of dragon-like creature. When it came to the color here, I realized my kind of mid to cool color could be green. Even though I didn't roll camouflage for the defensive trait, I feel like some degree of natural camo is understandable. I think the camouflage defense trait would be more like a chameleon's ability to change color, just fully looking like a leaf or tree branch. Instead, our friend here looks a little bit more like a pile of leaves or algae maybe from afar, or especially to their bug prey. I figured their 1 limb could act as some sort of talon to grasp when they finally come across a potential meal. Obviously, size can be kind of relative, but I personally take medium-large as like kind of big dog size. I wound up saying it's about the size of a German Shepherd. I actually went in post and fixed the dog silhouette for the size comparison because initially the proportions felt a little bit wonky. I can't be slipping on drawing dogs, that's what got me started. But it didn't change too much. Regardless, I wound up calling this creature the River Angel. The river angel, also known in certain localities by names like living leaves, nymph dragon, or water bunny, is a peaceful, semi-aquatic reptile. Though often compared to dragons due to its appearance and flight capabilities, it's not closely related to any known true dragons, which are more closely related to birds. Its wings are more so flexible skin sails attached to multiple tails, as opposed to membranes attached to arms like in bats, birds, and dragons. Mostly residing in water, its arms are often fused into a single vestigial talon used for grasping its prey. It's a rare sight to catch a river angel out of the water. Most of the time they float just along the surface, looking like a pile of refuse or algae from a distance until insects gather near, at which point it will spring out of the water. Occasionally it can be found almost floating or gliding along the water in a sort of enrichment or play. In a lot of localities that surround it, this is considered a sign of good fortune, thus its common name. Between this revelry, its rarity, and the general lack of good meat below its mostly tough, wrinkled skin, it isn't commonly used as food by humans, so it doesn't see them as much of a threat. Some people may even coax river angels near their local water source as a means of pest control, a role which they will happily accept. And that's my Beastie for this week. I'm pretty happy with my little info page on them here. Sometimes you just gotta draw a cute dragon-shaped critter when you're sick, you know? Let me know what you think in the comments, along with any other art challenges you might like to see me do in the future. I'm always down for creature and character design especially. At that though, I'll leave this here, and I will see y'all next time.